are. But I'm just, Mr. Speaker, surprised that the former minority leader did not also chance that the former president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, was not also acknowledged, as he was talking about vice president. So you see, check it properly too.
Yes, you were saying something.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, a few more corrections at page 10. Item number 23 IV, the indefatigable chairman of the NDC, the Honourable Johnson Asiedu Nketia. Asiedu has been spelled wrongly. It should be ASIEDU. So if table can correct it accordingly. And then, Mr. Speaker, this is an unpardonable one. Your own constituency has been mutilated. A delegation from Nadoli and Kalio constituencies. It is one constituency. The Right Honourable Speaker acknowledged a delegation from Nadoli Kalio constituency. So, not constituencies. They are not two constituencies. So, Right Honourable Speaker, table office will have to correct that. Then, Mr. Speaker, this is an unpardonable one. Your own constituency has been mutilated. A delegation from Nadoli and Kalio constituency. It is one constituency. The Right Honourable Speaker acknowledged a delegation from Nadoli Kalio constituency. So, not constituency.
Yes, Honourable Member, we've taken note of that, and the table office will do the right thing. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I quite remember you mentioned a delegation from the ECOWAS Parliament led by the second Deputy Speaker, Her Excellency Tuareg Kubali Ajaratu, but her name was omitted. She was not even accounted for that she was here during your inauguration. Thank you.
Yes, please.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Since we are just updating the list of people you recognize, we had the leader of the delegation of the government of Israel, the Deputy Minister, Foreign Affairs Minister of Israel, Madame Sharon Haskell, so that the records would also bear that. Thank you.
Honourable members, what I'll do is to submit the whole list to the table office so that they could capture them properly. I had a very long list, and at one time I was compelled, because of time constraints, to read them together. And there was a long queue where they came. Even after that, some people approached me to say they did not hear the acknowledgement. And I had to draw their attention to the fact that I had to read them together instead of just one by one. You saw the time we took in trying to invite them to congratulate His Excellency, the President. And so we may, with your kind permission, go for that list and capture all as part of the corrections of this House. Yes, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, suffice it to say, what you just said could have corrected some of the corrections that we are going to make. I thought that it's important that because in the night of the swearing in of your good self, the President of the Pan-African Parliament was also in the chamber here. I thought that it's important that that is also recognized. That's His Excellency Chief Fortune Charumbura, the President of Pan-African Parliament, was both in the chamber and also at the inaugural, grounds. So I'm sure that when you provide the full list, all those will be captured. But I thought that in this case, I needed to mention it because he was both in the chamber and on the ground. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, please.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Speaker, still on the same page 10, during the first session before the suspension, we had also the General Secretary of the NDC in attendance and you recognize him accordingly. So I think that it should be captured. But following on to page 24, well, like Sam George, it's unlearned mind. He says the outgoing vice president, His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, arrived in the House and took his seat. But Mr. Speaker, if you go to the very first speech, it says the House met at 5 minutes after midnight. Meaning by that time, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was a former vice president. He was not outgoing. He was outgone. So should we be describing him outgoing? Because you were acting president then. So he was outgone, not outgoing. So we should capture it appropriately. As former vice president took his seat. And it follows same to where we haven't reached page 10, but like Honorable Haruna did, the outgoing president, His Excellency. He was also former president at that point, because it was past midnight, and they've all ceased to be presidents. So I think that the record should capture it appropriately. Thank you.
Yes.
Speaker, I think we've gone back and forth on this matter of who was present, who was not present. Just to draw colleagues' attention, if you look at page 10 and item 23, what it does say is recognition of dignitaries. It goes on to list the dignitaries who were present, and I think colleagues have issues, a few issues with that. And I couldn't have agreed more with Honorable Muntaka, because I recall I heard a speaker mention Speaker Charumbiwa's name. But if you proceed further to page 12, item 34, it says, the speaker invited the following dignitaries to congratulate His Excellency President of the Republic of Ghana. There is a bit of distinction there. The latter speaks to an invitation that was extended by the speaker to dignitaries who were there to go congratulate the president. So we shouldn't mix the two. I think there is a distinction. And the speaker has given overarching directive that we should relate to table office if there are more concerns and deal with this matter. Speaker, thank you.
Yes, Honorable Member.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, still on the same page 10. I note that at item 23, at the conclusion, it says that sitting suspended at 2:32 a.m. Now, on the face of this document, it's votes and proceedings. Now, on the same page 10, it says that sitting is suspended at 2:32 a.m. Now, when you come to item 26, then you have sitting resumed at 10:45 a.m. at the Independence Square, Accra, right, Honorable Speaker, in the chair. So my concern is that if sitting is suspended at 2:32 a.m. and until 10:45 a.m., what has accounted for item 24, 25, and 26 in this votes and proceedings? And that is something that I think we have to look at. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Member, I believe it's a learning process. And so you get to understand as we go along. The arrivals are recognized. And people arrive before we resume. So we suspended at this time. Then we are to reconvene before we resume sitting. And so during that period, there are arrivals. And some of these dignitaries are being recognized to have arrived at this time. That is what is captured there. And so there is no problem with the sequence and the timing. By the time that I called the House to order so that proceedings will resume is what is referred to as 10:45 a.m. So there's nothing wrong with it. But as I said, as we go along, there are more of those things that we'll all learn together. Please, page 11, page 12, page 11. Yes, please.
Speaker, I was rather going to page 10. I was going to raise something on page 10.
Yes, page 10.
The last item, 24, item number 24.
Yes.
The spelling of the former vice president. I think the name is Mahamudu, but I've seen it as Mahamadu, and that has also been repeated also in page 13. I don't know if we can take notice of that as well. It's Mahamudu Bawumia, not Mahamadu.
Well, Honorable Member, I think you are right. It will be captured properly. Yes, please.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. On page 12, Paul Kagame. Kagame is spelled incorrectly.
We are going to page 11.
Page
11 now.
Oh.
Page 11.
Okay. All right. And thank you very much.
Please, now you can go on page 12.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. 34, Roman numeral I. And then II. We have Paul Kagame, H.E. Paul Kagame. Kagame is misspelled. It should be K-A-G-A-M-E. Not
Yes,
K-I.
you are right. Table office, take note. Yes, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, since this is a House of Record, the same page 12, item 34, Roman number 111, III. The name is Fori Isozima Nyasingbe. Fori Isozima Nyasingbe. Then XVI. The title is His Excellency Brigadier General, retired. He's not just a brigadier, but he was a brigadier general, retired Julius Mada Wuni Bio. The Wuni is spelled W-O-N-I-A-Bio. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, please.
Speaker, thank you for the opportunity. Speaker, a couple of corrections. Item number 34, sub IV. Patrice Talon, the president of Benin, his full name is Patrice Guillaume Atanase Talon. Guillaume spelled Golf Uniform India, Lima Lima Alpha India Mother Echo. Guillaume. Atanase spelled.
Honorable members, I have a problem with what you added to the names. Well, that did not appear on the
list ruling on this matter. But I believe that this being a House of ruling on this matter. But I believe that this being a House of Records, normally you will permit that, for instance, where an official name of, especially the heads of states, normally the names are several. They have several names as the full name, the official name. So, where, for instance, for Nasingbe is mentioned or given by our official Stallone, the middle name is Gulam Atanase. You permit that, but I'm guided that if, for the sake of the records, you may not allow that. Let me further go to item number that, but I'm guided that if, for the sake of the records, you may not allow that. Let me further go to item number XIII. His Excellency Muhammad Idris Deby Itno. His Deby is spelled D-E-B-Y. There's no R. There's no R in his Deby. It's Deby, D-E-B-Y. Mr. Speaker, there are other names that we may have to add.
The challenge I have is the source of the information. I don't know where you got the authority to be correcting the names of people on the floor of the House.
Okay.
That is my challenge. Okay. And that is why I say what we were given and what was pronounced is what should be captured. I don't think you are the authorized representatives to be correcting the names and tell us official or unofficial names.
Speaker, I'm guided.
Of dignitaries.
Speaker, I'm guided. Speaker, safe to say that these presidents have their official websites in their respective countries.
Please.
So I'm guided.
I can tell you that our late Professor Kofi Abrifa Bougia was known as Joseph Frederick Bosnia. You don't know it. That was his name, Joseph Frederick. And he changed both names to Kofi Abrifa. And that was done legally. He swore an affidavit and went through the process to change his name. Now, you will come later and say that that is not his correct name. And you'll be referring to Joseph Frederick. You don't have that authority. And that's why I'm saying that you don't have the authority from any of them, unless you can show me that this is my authority from this person to change the person's name. You don't have it. And as we said, this is official record. Please, let's be safe. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, we are guided, but at least for the title, Brigadier General Madabio is not Brigadier, it's Brigadier General. If you look at that of Prince Oligwe Nguema, the title is there, Brigadier General. And everybody knows that Madabio title is not just Brigadier, but Brigadier General, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much.
Yes, please.
Mr. Speaker, on page 12, XVII, I think the name is the same as the one on page 13, XXIII. Page 12 and page 12 and 13.
Honorable members, Brigadier General is the same as Brigadier. It's only people prefer you to say General. So you have Brigadier General, you have Major general, you have lieutenant general, and you have general. The general is the 4-star. The lieutenant general is the 3-star. The major general is a 2-star. And the brigadier general is the 1-star. Please. I went for an interview to be a military man, so I know that. Yes, in 1977. And many of you were not born. You know, I like the discipline in the military. And so, with that admiration, I decided to join the military and also to train myself to be strong, not weak as I am today. But the university robbed me of that training. So please, let's take it as it is. We're taking note, we'll cross-check from the document that was given to us, and we'll do the writing. So may we go to page 13? Yes, please.
Right, Honourable Speaker, still on page 12, respectfully, if you'll indulge me. At the inauguration yesterday, Right Honourable Speaker, after the special guest address, which has been correctly captured, the special guest, His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Adekule Tinubu's goodwill message. I recall, Right Honourable Speaker, that before you invited all the other dignitaries listed here, you did invite the outgone president, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, to congratulate President John Dramani Mahama. He was the first. He was the first to congratulate President Mahama, he and his spouse. That is conspicuously missing here. And what that has led to is that, Mr. Speaker, if you go through the entire vote and proceedings, you don't see the outgone president's name there as having gone up to congratulate his successor. And I think, Mr. Speaker, that would be a grave error. We need to acknowledge that. You did invite him, and he was the first. He and his spouse, they were the first to congratulate President Mahama. And I'm surprised that that is not captured and is totally missing in the scheme of things.
Yes, Minority Chief Whip. Yes, please.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, item 34, XVII, the name of the head of state of Guinea-Bissau has been repeated at XXIII. So one needs to be expunged. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, you are right. Our attention was drawn to that earlier on. You are right. Yes, please.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, page 13, item XXI. We are there.
Yes.
Yeah,
I actually mentioned page 13, but I was taken back to page 12.
Okay.
Your issue is what?
Right Honourable Speaker, a very important matter. The outgone president's acknowledgement going up to congratulate President Mahama on your invitation. We were all there. We were all there. Oh, no, he did. He did. No.
Please. This is not.
No, he was invited.
This is not.
He was invited. We were all there. We were all there, and that is missing. If we will document other presidents going to congratulate President Mahama, why would we leave out our own president? I don't get it. I mean, he's certainly not my best friend, but at least for the records, let's do the right thing. Let's do the right thing. Yeah, he was invited. Yeah.
Honorable members, this matter is not open to debate. It's a matter of record. So let's leave it at that. Please, please. No, it's not a closed book. But it's a matter of record. Let's take it as it is. I'm here. I know what happened. Yes, and we know the protocol. We all know the protocol. And so the protocol is what is being followed here. And it's true that we should acknowledge that in our records, his name must appear on the votes and proceedings as having taken opportunity to come and congratulate the president. Please, that is not on record. That is not on record. Yes, any other matter? Yes. Oh, is stretching. Yes, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think mine is on page 13.
Yes.
Item XXI. His Excellency Felix Antoine Tshisekedi Chilombo is not the President of Republic of Congo. The President of Republic of Congo is His Excellency Denis Sassou Nguesso. So that correction should be made. Because if you go to page 12, VIII, the correct name there is DR Congo. So the correction should be made. Thank you.
Is DR Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo. That should be noted. Honorable members, page 14. Sorry, yes.
Mr.
Page
Speaker,
14.
Mr. Speaker, with respect, on page 13, Roman numeral 34, the name of the former President, John Ejekum Kufuor, is spelled wrongly. Kufuor is supposed to be Kufuor for the former President Kufuor. By here, we spelled it Kufour.
Yes, table office, the U comes before the O. Thank you. Page 14. Yes, any...
Right, Honourable Speaker, please, at page 13, I was trying to catch your attention. The presidents of a number of countries have been repeated, and we would want to draw the attention of the table office. They are quite, I've heard one being mentioned, but there are more than that. There are about 3 of them. So that if the table office can take notes, that will also affect the numbering. The numbering will change. And then, Mr. Speaker, we need your guidance. There are a number of them who went up to congratulate the president with their spouses. That has not been captured here. I don't know if you want us to leave out their spouses. Mr. Speaker, that is for your guidance. And then, Mr. Speaker, if I'm to come to page 14, since you mentioned page 14, the Deputy Minister for Foreign Affairs, the second entry, foreign, has been captured wrongly. It's been misspelled. The N at the end of foreign is not there. And then, Speaker, the former president of Germany. A category was created at page 13 for former presidents. I thought that that is the proper placement. So if the table office can look at that, I'm grateful, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, I thought we solved this. I said I was going to submit the list to the table office to capture it as it was presented to me. Because I went sequentially according to what I was given. As to the number of people that broke protocol and came up to congratulate His Excellency, they were so numerous that we cannot capture all of them. I mean, I mentioned names, people came with delegations, and we didn't want to cause any scene, so we allowed them. If not, you have seen some struggles around there, everybody trying to come with even their children to congratulate His Excellency the President. So please, we'll do the proper thing by submitting that list to the table office to be captured. May we proceed? Yes, please.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. Page 14, XLI, iterating from the senior member, Honorable Kujato Abrakwa. In as much as the foreign is spelled wrongly, the main concern is that His Excellency Diego Martinez Bellew is actually the State Secretary for Foreign Affairs and Global Affairs, and not Deputy Minister for Foreign Affairs.
We will cross-check from the list that was submitted.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, page 14.
Mr. Speaker, on page 14, 35, I've realized that the name moved by Honorable Majority Leader and member for Ajumako, I seek your guidance. I thought it should be member of Parliament for Ajumako Eyen Ishiam. So I need your guidance on that. Thank you.
Yes, table office. The member insists you should complete it. Member of Parliament for Ajumako. Yes, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Page 14, our Majority Speaker, Dr. Cassel Atoban Forsen. The doctor is omitted. And also, my able minority leader has also indicated to us that it's not Mr. Alexander Kwamina Afenyo Markins, but he will be preferred to be called Osanyene Alexander Kwamina Afenyo Markins. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Markins.
Honorable members, we had forms given to all of you to indicate your full particulars, the details. And in that form, what we have for the minority leader is what has been captured on the order, the votes and proceedings. So he has put there Osahin. It's not Osahine. It's different pronunciation. It's Osahin. There is no E-hine. No. The gentleman is from Efutu. That is for him to decide whether is Anglo-man or not Fante. Fante is a general description of so many tribes in the central and western region. His tribe is there. Yes, please.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, if care is not taken, this house, somebody will come and fill a form that his wife calls him man love. Then that will be added to his name. Somebody's wife will call him man king. Then that will be his title. Then it becomes something like that. So, Mr. Speaker, we have official titles which are recognized officially. And Mr. Speaker, it is for this very reason that even the word honorable became a subject for ruling in our law court. So, if the honorable minority leader can explain, the Speaker, simply because this is a house, this is an august house. If you are giving warrior titles to honorable members, the Speaker, is that the precedent we should set? If the honorable minority that can explain the meaning of that title, because the literal meaning of Osahiri means a warrior, a war leader. So, is it going to turn this micro minority into a war group? Mr. Speaker, I don't think we should go further with this.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I would want to seek your guidance on this as part of the general issues that we are discussing on the list and attendance. I observed that, and I'm making this point because words in their format carry some special meanings, sometimes for emphasis. And if you look at page 12, 13, you see some of the names are italicized. Some of the leaders who were invited, their names have been italicized, whilst others are of normal font. So I was seeking guidance whether it was a mistake or there was some special purpose or they were intending to serve with the italics. If the italics or the one, can you allow me, please? Allow me. The font is different. The font is different. Font is different. The font size is different. So I know what I'm talking about. So can you allow me? Those that have been italicized or fonts with small sizes, whether we can change them, they will all look the same. Or you will get the explanation for the purpose the italics were supposed to serve. So that is the guidance I'm seeking from you, Mr. Speaker. So please, if they are not supposed to carry any special effect, then I would suggest that we keep them with the same font. Consistency is important. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, honorable members, this is definitely a secretarial mistake. It will be corrected. But let it be known by all of you that it's part of the duty of the Speaker to protect the micro minority. Honorable members, honorable members, honorable members, honorable members, is also part of my duty. Honorable members, honorable members, may we have some calm. The minority leader is on his feet. Let's listen to him. Well, they rose up in support of him. So let's listen to him.
Mr. Speaker, with respect, I shall, in response to what you just said about your duty to protect the micro minority. Mr. Speaker, the rules of this House provide for the minority and the majority. Mr. Speaker, we do not have any micro minority. Mr. Speaker, the minority caucus hereby protests. Mr. Speaker, we protest the description given to us by Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this practice of when we are on our feet, the majority will on the mic, it's not acceptable. Mr. Speaker, it's not acceptable. We are Democrats. You put off my mic. Listen to me. Mr. Speaker, we find this unacceptable. Mr. Speaker, the minority seconded your proposal and the motion for your election. Mr. Speaker, when the so-called majority was even conspiring against you, we protested. We stopped them from that conspiracy. Mr. Speaker, it was us, the minority of conscience. This minority is the conscience of this House. Today, the so-called majority could not get its members to come to the House. 61 of you are absent. Mr. Speaker, we don't accept the description micro minority. We are minority. Simplicity. Mr. Speaker, please, kindly, Mr. Speaker, describe us as such. We are the minority. We are not micro minority. I so submit.
Honorable members, this is not subject to debate. Please, this is not subject to debate. Please.
Sit down.
Please. This is not subject to debate. The minority leader, on behalf of the minority caucus, has objected to my describing their caucus as micro-minority caucus, and that this is a term that is unknown to the rules of the House. He is totally right. Honorable members, I will say that he himself misled me. because he himself has used the term micro-minority.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, you know, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, I know you miss your days. You miss your days as a member of Parliament.
Honorable members, the objection is to the fact that it should not be formally so recognized by the records of Parliament. I agree with you. And so it should not be used by the Speaker, but it can be used by the leaders.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, we are getting the impression, Mr. Speaker, the minority caucus is getting the impression that Mr. Speaker may be assisting the majority. Mr. Speaker, because you seem to be doing their debate for them. We are the official minority. There can't be any other description. And it shouldn't be used by anybody on the floor of this House. You cannot even use that term. It's not only Mr. Speaker. You can't use that term, micro-minority. From today, nobody should ever use that term in this House. Nobody should use that term in this House.
Honorable members, the minority leader is saying that I should not protect them. Is that what I'm to understand?
Speaker, we are saying that protect the minority. We are not, Mr. Speaker. You see your man. Mr. Speaker, you see what you are doing to us. Mr. Speaker, we protected you. When they were conspiring, we protected you. So protect us. We are the minority. We protected you. In fact, but for us, you wouldn't be the Speaker. Yes. It's because of our protection. That is why the President-elect had to issue a statement. Yes. We protected Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, please. Let me just hear from you so that I will not be seen to be denying you your right to be heard. Yes, please.
Mr. Speaker, I come under Order 123, 2A and B. Mr. Speaker, the preamble of my, just on a lighter note, just a few weeks ago, just hold on, Mr. Speaker, just a few weeks ago, my good friend was protesting heavily for being referred to as minority leader. But you were not. But today are you? Mr. Speaker, and the order says that